In the interleague game between the Dodgers and the Guardians on March 30th in Los Angeles, Shohei Ohtani was again in the starting lineup as the #1 hitter and designated hitter. In his first at-bat of the game, the superstar quickly made an impact. On just the second pitch from Parker Messick, he had to deal with a sinker running in near his body. Even though he was put in an unfavorable hitting situation and did not make completely clean contact, Ohtani still managed to drop the ball into the area in front of left field for a hit. It was his first hit since opening day, and also ended a stretch of 3 straight games and 13 plate appearances without another hit. This hit also carried greater significance statistically. By reaching base again in this game, Ohtani extended his on-base streak to 35 consecutive games, but in his second turn at bat in the third inning, he was unable to take advantage of the scoring chance created by his teammates. The situation came right after the Dodgers had allowed the first run of the game and had fallen behind 0-1. In the bottom of the third, the Dodgers quickly created a very good opportunity. Miguel Rojas led off with a double, helping put the home team in a favorable position. The following plays then gave the Dodgers a chance with no outs and runners on first and second. In Ohtani's at-bat, Guardians starter Parker Messick repeatedly attacked inside. At one point Ohtani had to lean away to avoid a pitch that came too close to him, showing the pressure from the opposing pitcher. The situation became especially concerning when one pitch came up near Ohtani's shoulder and throwing arm. This is considered the most important area for a two-way player like him. Without an extremely quick reaction to avoid it, the result could easily have been a serious injury, directly affecting both his pitching and hitting roles for the rest of the season. That was what made Ohtani unable to stay silent. The Japanese superstar said bluntly, "I understand that pitching inside is part of the strategy, but when it happens too many times and keeps coming straight at the body, you have to start asking questions. I have to protect myself." Ohtani did not stop at the personal angle, but also hinted that these might not have been random situations and could have been part of the opponent's tactical approach. Ohtani said, "It feels like they don't want to face me directly. Instead of pitching to get me out, they're choosing to make me dodge." The reaction from the Dodgers dugout immediately showed how serious the matter was. Manager Dave Roberts was visibly furious and had heated exchanges with the umpires during the game. He emphasized, "We respect competition, but we do not accept players being put in danger intentionally. Ohtani is the center of this team, and we will do everything to protect him." Some baseball analysts also quickly weighed in. A former MLB pitcher commented, "Pitching inside is a legitimate strategy, but there is a very clear boundary. If the ball keeps going toward the batter's head or shoulder, that's no longer strategy, but either poor control or intentional pressure through injury risk." In that context, MLB was reportedly already reviewing the game's full pitch tracking data, including the velocity, trajectory, and location of every pitch thrown by the Guardians. The goal is to determine whether there were signs of intentional targeting, or whether it was simply a matter of poor control. The issue goes beyond just one single game, and raises broader concerns about how teams are handling superstars like Ohtani. When a player reaches a level where he can change a game with a single swing, it is understandable that opponents may try to avoid facing him directly. However, if that crosses the line of safety, it becomes a serious problem for the entire league. Clearly, this is no longer just a small in-game controversy. It could become a precedent that forces MLB to tighten its player protection rules further, especially for iconic stars like Shohei Ohtani, who represents both the skill and the image of modern baseball. After this controversial sequence, Ohtani still patiently worked the at-bat all the way to a full count through several pitches. However, an unfavorable development occurred during that matchup. In the middle of the tense situation, Messick suddenly made a pickoff throw to second base. Runner Miguel Rojas, who was standing on second, was caught off guard and could not react in time, resulting in him being thrown out. That play cost the Dodgers a major advantage, as they went from having two runners on with no outs to a situation with one out and only a runner on first. After that, Ohtani continued the at-bat. He hit another foul ball before facing the seventh pitch of the plate appearance. On that pitch, Messick used an outside slider, and Ohtani lifted a fly ball to center field, but it was not deep enough to become a hit, so he was retired. Right after that, Kyle Tucker entered the batter's box, but also could not capitalize, striking out. As a result, the Dodgers failed to score in that inning, even though they had previously been in a very favorable situation with runners on first and second and no outs. This game also drew special attention because it marked Roki Sasaki's first appearance of the season. After a pressure-filled preparation period, all eyes were on Sasaki to see how he would perform in his first official outing of the year. In reality, Sasaki delivered what was considered a fairly positive performance. During his time on the mound, he allowed for hits and to walks while giving up only one earned run. In addition, Sasaki recorded for strikeouts, showing that his ability to pressure opposing hitters remained intact. Although it was not a perfect performance, his improved control and his ability to limit runs allowed him to complete the job relatively effectively. What makes the outing even more meaningful is the context of Sasaki having just gone through a very difficult spring training period. In the previous 4 games, he struggled with his control and consistency, leading to an ERA of 15.58. That is why the fact that he was able to adjust quickly and improve in his first regular season game shows clear progress in both his mentality and his adaptability. Meanwhile, Ohtani is also scheduled to start on the mound against the Cleveland Guardians on March 31st. If that goes as planned, it will be the first time this season that he appears in a full two-way role. That makes Ohtani's upcoming games even more noteworthy, because fans are waiting to see whether he can truly return in full as the familiar two-way superstar. In the previous 3-game opening series, Shohei Ohtani recorded only 1 hit in 8 official at-bats, and had not hit a home run yet, which was not truly an explosive start compared with expectations. However, those numbers do not fully reflect his actual form on the field. Ohtani still showed excellent pitch selection and control of his plate appearances, especially in the 3rd game of the series on March 28, when he drew 2 walks to reach base without needing a hit. Those trips to base helped him maintain his on-base streak, which began in the game against the San Diego Padres on August 24 of last year, and has now reached 35 straight games. This is an impressive milestone, showing the rare consistency of a hitter at the highest level. This statistic clearly reflects Ohtani's all-around offensive value. Even when his number of hits or home runs has not yet met expectations, he is still contributing effectively by putting pressure on opposing pitchers and maintaining a regular presence on base. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Be sure to follow the channel, turn on notifications, and share this video with the biggest MLB fan you know.